Hello, my name is Stephanie Duncan. This is my introductory speech for COM 101. If you asked any of my best friends to describe me in 2 words, they would most likely say that I am passionate and clumsy. I would have to agree. And I would have to also agree that I get both of these characteristics from my mom and my dad. My family is me, my older brother Tommy, my mom Debbie, and my dad Stephen. And as you can see, Stephen is a large part of my name, which not many girls can say that they're named after their father. So my parents just took the name Stephen and they added an IE. So technically you could say my name is Stephanie, but most people pronounce it Stephanie. I grew up in Fredericksburg, Virginia, technically Spotsylvania, but nobody really knows where that is. So I lived with my parents in my house, and I've lived in my same house my whole entire life. I was taught growing up to be very emotional. Like I said, passionate is something that people say that I am, and I would say that's because that's how my family functioned. Everybody was always passionate about everything. You were emotional. There's a lot of yelling, a lot of debating, a lot of argumentative things in my family, but it's full of love and it comes from a place of love. With that, I would say that something that really developed me as a person was a ministry called Young Life. I didn't grow up going to church or doing anything of that nature. My parents were never against faith or religion, but it was never something that was really integrated into our family. And so in high school, I met this woman named Laura Wright. Laura stood out to me in high school because she loved me for who I was, and she would always come to games and after school and to all of these things that she didn't necessarily have to be at because she's a 27-year-old woman who has no reason to be at high school functions. But she would come and she would have conversations and she would love on us and remember things in ways that people in high school really didn't do. And as I got to know Laura, I got to realize that she was different because she loved Jesus. And that was something that she got to share with me and something that I also became passionate about and started my faith in high school. And with that, I continued in Young Life and did what Laura did for other high school girls when I was in college. This is something I feel really passionate about and something I still do today. I help girls at CNU who are freshmen who are in training to become Young Life leaders. Through Young Life, I also met my best friends, and I will have to say that I have the best friends on the planet. I think everybody can argue that, but I honestly think that I do. I got to live with 6 girls in college that really shaped who I am today by pushing me to be more myself and be comfortable with that. I have a lot to thank them for, and that is one of the huge ones, along with just having people that love me really well and that I can talk to always. With loving teenagers and leading Young Life in college, I realized I wanted to be a teacher. Thus why you see me writing on this board, very teacher-like. I believe that if you love teenagers that you should be a teacher because there's not enough teachers out there that really enjoy the company of teenagers. So I want to be a freshman English teacher, which everybody, whenever I say that, is like, wow, freshman, how can you do that? But I would say that freshmen are the most fun, being that they're just coming from middle school, and they're the most moldable, and you get to start a relationship that lasts for 4 years. That's one of the reasons that I want to. My dream for what it will look like is to have a classroom that kids can feel safe in and to be a teacher that they want to be friends with for the rest of their years in high school. A goal of mine as a teacher would be to get along with my coworkers and my students and to be someone that pushes my students to realize that they're worth it and that they can achieve whatever they set their minds to. I want to teach in Title I schools, which I don't think they always receive the best teachers because of that, because they are Title I and they are a bit harder and they don't have the motivation and they don't have the support system, but I feel really passionately about being that for those kids. And I believe that they deserve just as great teachers as kids from really nicer areas in this country. So my goal is to teach somewhere down here in Newport News, where I live now. A couple other things about me is that I love to read, obviously, English teacher. I love to love people. I'm very an outgoing person, and I would have to say that I kind of have the worst of luck. When I say I'm clumsy, I really mean it. Things just tend to happen to me that I usually get to laugh about later on, but it's really just the worst of luck. I enjoy laughing hard and having a good time, so can't wait to get to know all the rest of you, and that's a little bit about me. Thanks, guys.